What's up, everyone, and welcome to Movie Emporium's movie review of the new Netflix original movie, The Old Guard. This movie is directed by Gina Prince-Bythewood. Now, before we begin, please, as always, hit that subscribe button to join Movie Emporium, hit that notification bell at the top to find what's coming next, and comment below on any of you watch, including this one. So, The Old Guard, which is based off the graphic novel from Greg Rucka and Leandro Fernandez, tells the story of a group of mercenaries led by a character named Andy, who is played by Charlize Theron. These group have been around forever, but Andy is just kind of coming back to the group because she needed to have her own space. And they basically are immortal. I mean, it's a pretty cool premise. They're immortal. They can't die, or they can die, but they'll come back to life. And so that leads up to some cool stuff. But in the process of a kind of, they're paid to go do a mission. The mission kind of is thrown in their face. It's kind of a con job by this character who is played by Chiwetel Ejifor, who basically looks and sees their powers, which are the immortal ability, and he is recruited by this character played by Henry Melling, who actually, if you don't know, he is in the Harry Potter franchise as Dudley Dursley. And so throughout this movie, we got a cat and mouse chase of the pharmaceutical company who wants to learn how to use long life, and then we have the mercenary group just trying to survive. And in the process, we have a character called Nile, who is played by Kiki Layne, and she's a army recruit. She works, she's in the U.S. Army. One day she is actually, her throat is slashed, and of course she comes back to life, so she's an immortal. And she joins the group. And that's pretty much the entire story of just one group going after another group, and the whole, play-by-play, you've seen it before type of movie. But the question remains is that movie worth watching, even though you've seen it a billion times before, because you have the new recruit who goes into with the old guard, the old people, and learns to kind of, adjust to the settings. And to be fairly honest, yeah, it's fine. It's nothing like spellbinding or nothing like highly exciting. You've seen it a billion times before. What works is the cast itself. Charlize Theron, who is an amazing actress in her own right, comes in and just plays a kick-ass character like she did in Atomic Blonde and Mad Max Fury Road. Every time you see her in an action setting, it's always fun to watch because she knows how to kick a lot of ass. And then Kiki Layne, who plays Nile, is a lot of fun as just that new recruit. So you really enjoy the camaraderie and stuff like that she has, and so on and so forth. And then she has her cohorts, or her mercenary equals, who are played by Matthias Schoenaerts, Marwan Kenzari, and Luca Marinelli. And they're cool characters. You would enjoy being right next to them in a fight. They are always grouped together. They will fight with one another. They will protect one another. And it's nice to see them work with somebody like Andy, the Charlize Theron character. So the main issues, though, are, of course, always the bad guy. Harry Melling is a very over-the-top, very sinister bad guy. You've seen it a billion times before. You know how his character is going to end. I'm not spoiling anything because this is that type of movie. And it's this movie actually reminded me a lot like The Losers, the movie that had Chris Evans and stuff like that back way like 2003 or whatever it was. And it feels like a movie that was given a lot of money by Netflix, because Netflix seems to have untold amounts of money that they can just throw at these directors and whatnot. And you're getting a movie that is not necessarily going to be an Oscar draw, is not necessarily going to make $1,000 billion, but is a movie kind of like Extraction, where you go in and you have fun and it's mindless entertainment. The ideas behind this group in their past is presented to us through flashback, and I'm like, yeah, I've seen that before. But I like the dynamic of the characters so much that actually you can kind of forgive that kind of stuff. As long as the characters are written well and they are acted well, I think you can do some good stuff with the material. And it's based off a graphic novel, so graphic novels always borrow material from different sources. So the immortality stuff, you can see like Superman or something like that. But that's maybe the only tiny bit that really truly bothers me, is because these characters are immortal, they don't really have any urgency in their characters. Yes, certain things happen and certain plot points happen, but sometimes it feels like it's a little excessive in their abilities to not be able to die, I guess you could say. And there's an interesting back history with Andy and another person that it's a really kind of cool moment, a really kind of graphic moment that really sets apart the idea of these characters in general and why Andy is the way she is. But because she has such good structure around her, it really does work. And then when Nile comes in, it's really nice. And if I only had one misgiving of all the characters in the movie, it's Chiwetel Ejiofor, who I think is one of the great actors working today. I think he's misused. I think his character motivations and character arc is a little haphazardly done. I don't think it entirely works. I like him in the movie. I think he's always good in a movie that he's in. You know, everything Chiwetel Ejiofor has ever done has always had some interesting things behind it. But he feels like such a weird, out of place character in this entire movie. So I mean, it is what it is, but it's just a little bit of an issue. But overall, The Old Guard is a fun movie. I do think Gina Prince-Bythewood actually did a nice job directing this movie. It really shows that she has a good handle on, you know, filming and using her cinematography to kind of get great shots. Because once again, like every Netflix movie we've watched so far, everything is beautifully shot. It looks like a lot of money is spent. The visual effects when they're there aren't distracting to the point where you go, oh, this is ugly and not good looking. And I think she does a nice job with, you know, creating characters that at least have some morality and have some, you know, some development behind it, because that's usually a problem. This movie can be similar to look to something like Wanted, where these characters in Wanted weren't truly developed, but it's still kind of an entertaining movie. Here, they're at least given some urgency and development in their character arcs and stuff like that. So I do enjoy that. But other than that, you know, there's not really much else to talk about. It's a decent action film. It's a little longer than it should be, but you know, for a movie that's 2 hours and 5 minutes, it at least has something to enjoy with itself. So, but that's it. That's my take on The Old Guard. Thank you so much for watching. When you watch this movie, or if you watch this movie, let me know in the comments below what you think of it. Don't spoil it as always, because there's some interesting spoilers in there, and there's an after scenes credit, which if there's a sequel, cool, but you know, don't put after credit sequence in here until you actually have a sequel greenlit. It's kind of weird, but so that's it. That's my take. Thank you so much for watching. If you like this video, cool, hit that like button. If you dislike it, hey, it is what it is. But also subscribe to my channel, Movie Emporium. If you join my channel, also hit the notification bell at the top. Find out what's coming next. But otherwise, we'll see you guys on the next video. Peace out. What's up, guys? Thank you so much for checking out Movie Emporium. I really appreciate it. If you want to, go ahead and hit the subscribe button. Hit the notification button and the bell at the top. Find out what's coming next for Movie Emporium. Also, check out these 2 videos. They're amazing. I think they're awesome. I think you'll enjoy them too. But otherwise, thank you so much for watching, guys. We'll see you next time.